The cafe was one of those trendy spots with exposed brick walls and overpriced lattes. I sat at a corner table by the window, watching snow fall onto the London street outside, nursing my third coffee and checking my phone every 30 seconds. His profile said Marcus, 34, architect. His photo showed a guy with kind eyes and a nice smile. We'd been messaging for 2 weeks and he seemed promising. Smart, funny, asked actual questions instead of just talking about himself. The date was supposed to start at 7. It was now 8:45. I'd texted 3 times, "Hey, running late? Everything okay? I'm at the table by the window if you're here." No response. Read receipts showed he'd seen them all. The waiter had circled by 4 times, giving me increasingly pitying looks. I'd ordered a salad I didn't want just to justify taking up the table. Around me, couples laughed over wine, friends caught up over dessert, and I sat alone, feeling the familiar sting of rejection. This was the 3rd time this year. 3 different guys, 3 variations of the same story, enthusiastic texting, plans made, then either ghosting or showing up for 10 minutes before claiming an emergency when they saw me in person. I knew what it was. My profile pictures were recent and accurate, but apparently reality never quite matched expectations. I wasn't model thin. I didn't wear makeup like an Instagram filter. I was just me. And apparently me wasn't enough. I was gathering my coat, ready to leave and preserve what remained of my dignity, when the door burst open. A little girl stumbled in, maybe 5 years old, wearing a puffy red coat and a knit hat with a pom-pom. Her face was streaked with tears, her nose running, her eyes wild with panic. "Mummy!" she wailed, looking around frantically. "Mummy, where are you?" The cafe went quiet. Everyone turned to look. The girl spun in a circle, sobbing harder. "I can't find my mummy. She was right there, and then she wasn't." A few people stood up, looking concerned but uncertain. The waiter hurried over, crouching down. "Hey, sweetheart, it's okay." But the girl backed away from him, crying harder, and that's when I saw the phone on the ground near my table. It must have fallen from her pocket. The screen was lit up with a background photo, the little girl with a woman who looked just like her, both grinning at the camera. I picked it up and stood. "Hey," I called gently, "is this yours?" The girl's eyes fixed on the phone and she ran toward me, grabbing it. "That's my mummy! I need to call my mummy!" But her little fingers were shaking too hard. She kept hitting the wrong buttons, crying harder with each failed attempt. I knelt down beside her. "Can I help you call her?" She nodded, tears streaming down her face. I took the phone gently. The emergency contact was labeled Mum with a heart emoji. I hit dial and put it on speaker. It rang once, twice, 3 times. "Please pick up," the little girl whispered. On the 4th ring, a breathless voice answered. "Sophie? Sophie, where are you? Mummy!" Sophie grabbed the phone. "Mummy, I'm lost. I can't find you. Oh, baby, I'm looking for you. Where are you? What do you see?" Sophie looked around, panicking. I don't know. There's tables and lights." I took the phone gently. "Hi, I'm Emma. Your daughter's with me in Bluebird Cafe on Kings Road. She's safe." The woman on the other end let out a sob of relief. "Oh, thank God. Thank you. I'm 2 blocks away. We got separated in the crowd. I've been running everywhere. I'm coming right now. Can you stay with her?" "Of course," I said. "Take your time. She's okay." I hung up and looked at Sophie, who was still crying but quieter now. "Your mum's on her way. She'll be here really soon." Sophie nodded, wiping her nose with her sleeve. "Do you want to sit down while we wait?" I gestured to my table. She hesitated, then climbed into the chair across from mine. Her feet didn't touch the ground. "Are you hungry?" I asked. "I have a salad I haven't touched." She shook her head, staring at the table. We sat in silence for a moment. Around us, the cafe slowly returned to normal chatter, though several people kept glancing over. "I like your hat," I said, trying to distract her. Sophie touched the pom-pom absently. "My mummy made it. She's very talented. She makes lots of things." Sophie's voice was still shaky. "She made my whole Spider-Man costume for Halloween. It had real webs and everything." "Spider-Man's pretty cool," I agreed. "He's the best," Sophie said with surprising intensity. "He saves people. That's what heroes do. They save people when they're scared." I smiled. "That's true." Sophie looked up at me with serious eyes. "Are you a hero?" The question caught me off guard. Me? No, I just helped you call your mum. That's what heroes do, Sophie said matter-of-factly. They help. Before I could respond, the door flew open again, and a woman rushed in, her hair wild, her coat half-buttoned. "Sophie! Mummy!" Sophie leaped from the chair and ran into her mother's arms. The woman scooped her up, holding her tight, rocking back and forth. "Oh, baby, I was so scared. I turned around and you were gone. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I got lost," Sophie said into her mother's shoulder. "But the lady helped me. She called you." The woman looked up at me, her eyes red and swimming with tears. "Thank you. God, thank you so much. I don't even know how to thank you properly." "It's okay," I said. "Really, I'm just glad she's safe." The woman set Sophie down but kept hold of her hand. She pulled out her wallet with shaking fingers. "Please, let me give you something. For your time, No," I said firmly. "Please. I didn't do anything special. Anyone would have done the same." "Not everyone," the woman said softly. "Not everyone stops. Not everyone helps." She looked at Sophie, then back at me. "You were her Spider-Man tonight." Sophie tugged her mother's sleeve. "See? I told you she was a hero." The woman laughed through her tears. "Yes, you did." She looked at me again. "I'm Claire, by the way. And this is Sophie, who apparently makes friends with superheroes." "Emma," I said. "And I promise I'm very ordinary. Ordinary people don't always stop," Claire said. "Especially not—" She gestured around the cafe. "You were clearly in the middle of something." "A date?" I glanced at my table, at the phone I'd been checking obsessively, at the coat I'd been about to put on. Was supposed to be. He never showed. Claire's expression shifted to sympathy. "I'm sorry," I shrugged. "It happens." "Well, his loss," Claire said firmly. "Because you just saved my entire world tonight, and he missed seeing that." Something in my chest loosened slightly. Sophie tugged her mother's hand again. "Mummy, can Emma come home with us? For hot chocolate? You said heroes deserve treats." Claire laughed. "Sophie, I'm sure Emma has plans." "Actually," I heard myself say, "hot chocolate sounds really nice." Claire's eyes widened. "Really? You don't have to." "I know," I said. "But I'd like to, if that's okay." Claire smiled, and it was warm and genuine. "It's more than okay." We left the cafe together, Sophie between us, holding both our hands. The snow was falling heavier now, coating the street in white. My phone buzzed in my pocket, probably Marcus finally texting some excuse. But I didn't check it. Instead, I listened to Sophie chatter about Spider-Man and hot chocolate, and how she wanted to be a hero when she grew up too. I felt Claire's grateful glances, saw the way she squeezed her daughter's hand like she'd never let go again. And I realized something. I'd spent the whole evening feeling rejected, feeling not enough, feeling invisible. But in the moment that mattered, someone had seen me. A scared little girl had trusted me. Her mother had called me a hero. Maybe I wasn't the hero Marcus wanted. Maybe I'd never be enough for guys like him. Guys who swiped past real people looking for Instagram filters made flesh. But tonight, for Sophie, I'd been exactly who she needed. And maybe that was enough. At Claire's flat, Sophie insisted I sit in the special chair, a worn armchair with a crocheted blanket. Claire made hot chocolate from scratch, the real kind with melted chocolate and cream. Sophie showed me her Spider-Man action figures and explained, in detail, why Spider-Man was better than all the other superheroes. "Because he's just a normal person who does good things," she said seriously. "Like you." When I finally left, 2 hours later, Claire walked me to the door. "Thank you again," she said. "I know I keep saying it, but—" "You don't have to," I told her. "Really, can I—" Claire hesitated. "Can I get your number?" "Not in a weird way, just— I'd like to stay in touch. Maybe coffee sometime? As a thank you, as friends." I smiled. "I'd like that." We exchanged numbers. Sophie gave me a fierce hug, making me promise to visit again. On the tube home, I finally checked my phone. 3 messages from Marcus. "Sorry, something came up, not feeling well." Maybe another time. I stared at them for a moment, then deleted the conversation. Deleted his number. Deleted his profile from my matches. Then I opened the new contact, Claire and Sophie, and I realized that I'd gone to that cafe looking for romance, for validation, for someone to see me and think I was worth showing up for. Instead, I'd found something better, a reminder that being a good person matters more than being the right person for someone who never deserved me anyway. My phone buzzed again. A text from Claire. Sophie wants you to know that Spider-Man says thank you too. And so do I. Really, you were our hero tonight. I smiled and typed back, anytime. Tell Spider-Man I'm honored. Same time next week for hot chocolate? It's a date. And just like that, a terrible blind date had turned into something better than I could have imagined. Not romance, not validation, just friendship, just kindness, just the knowledge that sometimes, when you show up for others, the universe shows up for you too, even if it's not in the way you expected.